So today is June 26th, 2021, and this is yoga, MoveEasy Yoga with Via and Kathy and the rest of the tribe. So let's get started in the ordinary fashion. Just lying on the floor, starting to notice your breath. Not trying to change anything. Giving yourself a pat on the back for coming and taking care of yourself in this way. This is a self-care, self-love practice. I love my body and my body loves me. And if you'd like to, you can think of this spot, a spot behind your eye sockets, behind and a little bit down. This is the pituitary gland. It's a very quiet place to contemplate. Feel the support of the floor and the earth coming up to meet your back body. And take a couple more breaths before we move on. Now bring your hands behind your head for vagus nerve reset. Without moving anything else but your eyeballs, shift your eyeballs to the right and wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Moving the optical nerve triggers a reset of the vagus nerve. Come on back to center. Eyeballs to the left, nothing else moves. Wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. And then continue, come back to center and repeat 2 more times. Right, left, without my cueing. And now let's do a breathing practice. Let's do Viloma breathing today. Just dividing your inhale into 3 parts with a little pause after each inhale, after each fraction of an inhale. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, and then exhale all the way out. If you'd like to, bring your knees together and take your feet wider just to release the sacrum while you're doing your breathing exercise. And continue and feel the breath moving into the back of the lungs. One more breath. And then when you're ready, bring your hands behind you for head ramping. Or you could be lying with your head on a set of therapy balls or a sponge ball. And then pressing the back of your skull, the occipital ridge, into the floor, chin drops. Stay here for 20 or 30 seconds. 30 is probably too long, 20. And then release. And we'll do that 5 more times. Head ramping. Press, hold, release, and keep going 4 more. Last one. And then we'll move into hypopressive. Just the classic one where your feet are on, the heels are on the floor, knees are bent, heels are on the floor, toes are towards the ceiling. Bring your arms over your chest in front of you like you're hugging a tree, and then flip your palms. Press your palms up toward the ceiling. Press your scapula down towards the floor. So activate your arms, and 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. Hold your breath out, no breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Release everything. Bring your arms down at your side. Extend your legs. Take your right ankle over your left. Bring your arms up in front of your chest again. And this time you're stacking your hands and the left hand is on top. Now bring your arms overhead. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. All the way out. Hold your breath out, no breath, while I count to 15. 1, 2, 3, no breath. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now go ahead and inhale and exhale. Wiggle your arms, switch your legs. Crossing the left ankle over the right. Bringing your arms overhead by your chest. The right hand is on top because the left ankle is on top. So bring your arms overhead, 3 breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and the last one all the way out, exhale. No breath. Hold your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and go ahead and release everything. Inhale, exhale, and shake your hands if you'd like to, shake your feet. Come up to standing. We're going to do the therapy ball footwork from a standing position to start. We'll start the class after the warm-up. I'm calling that the warm-up now. So everybody here has been here before. Irene actually was going to come today, but she created a conflict without remembering, knowing that, being aware that she was. So a conflict she can't get out of. You all know the locations. We're going to do 6 locations. You're going to stand on the floor with one therapy ball, probably an alpha, so the smaller one if you have 2 sets.
Oh.
I think, yeah, I think for footwork, smaller. Although I've seen it done both ways, so it's not hard and fast rule, just a preference. That's what I should be making clear sometimes. This is just a preference. Starting with position 1, which is in the middle, just in front of the metatarsal, just in front of the toes. And I'm going to time you, but I've got to find my timer here. I'm going to time you for 30 seconds. You have a home practice. You could do this for longer than 30 seconds. While you're here, just know that you do have an option to curl and uncurl your toes. Spread them. Just standing in your best good posture and breathing. And move the ball down to the middle, just below the place, the number 1 point. This is the number 2 point. So in most locations, you will be able also to wiggle your toes, spread your toes, lift them, squeeze them. Just if this is a bonus, this is called stacking. It's not multitasking, we're stacking one thing on top of another. If it was a detriment to the original movement, the original, hold on. I wouldn't have you stacking. Stacking is when you're not demeaning the other thing you're doing. The next position is just in front of the heel. It's like your ball is a high heel, creating a high heel for you. Position number 3. Position number 4, bring your ball back up to the center and out to the outside edge of the foot. This could be a very sensitive area for you. It was for me in the beginning. Not anymore, actually. If you're near something, you can play with this and go farther out onto the outside edge of your foot, but you might want to hold on to something if you do. Come on back all the way across to the inside edge of the foot in the center. Wiggle your toes if you have the room and the tension, not to the detriment of the original underlying pose. The next one, the last one, is up just below the big toe mound. On the left-hand side, obviously, or in this case, on this foot. Wiggle, squeeze, spread your toes. Stand up tall. And come on out, just walk around. See if you can tell a difference between your left foot and your right. And then whenever you're ready, come on back to your starting position. But I'd like you to notice that difference because there should be a difference. And then come on back and start at position number 1, which is in the center of the foot, just at the edge of the metatarsal mounds. Position number 2 is just below position number 1, in the center of the foot, in the very center of the foot, just halfway between the front and the back and halfway between right and left. So a lot of this work is along the arch that runs from the front to the back, called the plantar arch. Number 3, just in front of the heel, or also called the calcaneus. Believe it or not, the calcaneus moves it's a bone at the bottom of the heel that moves a little bit, not much. Remember, you can spread your toes, curl them, squeeze them, lift them. Number 4, going back up to the center and then out to the left to the outside edge of this foot. Number 5, all the way across, still in the center, to the inside edge of the foot. The last one is at the just above where you were, just below the big toe mound. If and when you get your neuro ball that I mentioned last week, Kathy got hers You could use those. You could have used this, Kathy. Oh, you could have. I forgot. That would have been a really great thing. You could show me what you felt. Next time, remind me.
Yes.
Okay. Come off of that. Walk around. I want you to try another walking exercise. I want you to try a walking balancing exercise while you're here. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to be walking, but you're going to walk and freeze. So take the right heel and put it in front of you as if you were starting to walk. Whoops, you need some space, Kathy.
Yeah.
Something, it's a prop. So come forward rather than, okay. So here you are, the right foot comes forward, the heel, come forward on the heel and then the toe. And lift the right heel up, the left heel up, sorry, the back heel up, and stay here frozen. Just for a couple seconds. And then continue. The left foot heel comes forward, the toes drop, left heel up and freeze. So this is both a walking and a balancing exercise. And so just go as far as you can in your space. Continuing, start heel toe, and then lift the back heel up and freeze. Hold, this is the balancing part. And then when you start to move again is the walking part. And just so you know, we'll go ahead and do one more set towards me, Kathy. But we're going to start doing it backwards in a minute. So you, wherever you are, this is freeze. And keep moving. Freeze and walk, freeze and walk.
Like a game we used to play, red light, green light.
Yeah. And now go ahead and do this backwards. And do just a little bit more, maybe across your room again, backwards. One thing I found about myself on this one is that I really internally rotate my left foot and left hip.
Yeah.
If you watch yourself coming forward on this one in a mirror, you'll find out where your gait is a little askew. And probably most of us have a gait that's a little bit off.
Oh, yeah.
This will help with it though. Come on down, let's see my script here. Come on down to the floor. Let's do, hold on. Somehow hold on, I have to get a pen, another pen. Come to the floor. All the way down. Let's be in a floor seated position. Let's just get out of the way. The side bend, spine twist, and knee stack knees. This sequence. So find your favorite floor seated position. And your right arm slides along the floor. Your top arm is up and over. Stay here. Keep your hips even on the floor. Find a comfortable place for your neck or a comfortable movement for your neck. And then go ahead and bring your elbow forward, your bent elbow, top bent elbow forward. Find another stretch. Elbow, and then an entire torso up. Other side. Left arm slides along the mat. Right arm up and over. Be sure to find a comfortable place for your neck and your head. Go ahead and bring your elbow forward, your top elbow, bent elbow. And then elbow up first, and then the entire torso up. You know that in your home practice, if this is a movement that you like, I know it's an important movement for your spine. You could do this more than once. We're going to do now spine twist. See, floor seated. Go ahead and switch your legs. Take your left hand on your top of your right knee. Bring your right arm behind you. Spider fingers. Finding some sort of a spine twist. The thoracic spine is twisting. The pelvis is staying forward. And when you find that, go ahead and, if you'd like to, add a rib cage slide. And then slowly unwind, unravel, come to the other side. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you. Sit tall. Maintain a spinal twist. And then you can add, if you want to, rib cage slide. Try not to use your shoulders or your upper trapezius for this. Just the rib cage, side to side. Slowly unwind. Coming to a stacked knee pose. One knee on top of the other, both of them pointing forward, or some variation of this. Remember, Caitlin has a strap variation. We're going to go ahead and do the wrist twist with this. There are a number of things you can do. We can do the back, could do the back scrub with the strap. We're going to do wrists. So go bring your arms in front of you, palms, back of the palms of the hands facing, and now the right hand comes up and over clasps the left hand. Down you come, all the way down. The wrists, the twisted wrists facing belly, and now up to the chin. And we're going to stay here. Make sure you're stacking, or as stacking as you can get. Make sure your posture is tall and grand. Just stay here and breathe. You can drop your wrists a little if you'd like. wrist twist with stacked knees. So it's nice. This is both an upper body and a lower body pose. Unravel, switch legs, stack the opposite leg on top. Bring your hands out in front of you. This time the left hand goes up and then down, grabs the other hand, and twisting down, back and up. Breathing, hopefully enjoying some of the stretch in the hips, and the piriformis, and SI, the SI joint, which is a very small joint at the sacrum and between the sacrum and the pelvis. Very small in the space it takes, but also small in the movement it makes. But if you have SI joint problems, it's sticking and not moving at all. Okay, unravel, unravel, unravel. And let's lie down on our backs for leg stretch 1, 2, and 3. You're going to need a strap. Your head can be on a stack of washcloths, on a brick, on a sponge ball, on a set of therapy balls. You have a strap. You're going to put one leg, the left leg, on the wall. Straight, left leg is straight and on the wall. The right leg is up towards the ceiling and a strap around the foot in the middle, almost the middle, not quite the middle. Hold on to your strap, one strap in each hand. Find my clock here, and I'm going to time. This is a bone building pose, among other things. So I'm going to time this for us. Press the left leg into the wall, heel and foot into the wall. If you have really tight hamstrings, you'll want to bend your knee a little bit. This is the right knee, not the left. Just breathing and enjoying the stretch. 5 more seconds. And now leg stretch number 2. Put both straps in your right hand and then drop your right leg out to the right. Keep your hips on the floor. Keep your left foot pressed into the wall. This could be a very small movement. Mine is. Kathy's is bigger. Staying here and breathing, keeping your hips as much as they can level on the floor. Breathing, finding your abdominals. They're working for you here. Okay, now you're going to put your straps in your left hand. You're going to bring your left leg across the body towards your right leg, right leg across your body, all the way to the left, until your hips are stacked. This becomes a side lying pose, at least for the hips. For the shoulders, you can either keep it side lying or have your right shoulder fling itself back behind you. Either one, your choice. One opens the chest, the other does not. And just staying here. If your right leg is not, toes are not touching the floor, you could put them on a brick. Big stretch for the hips. Come all the way back. Switch legs. The right leg is, the foot is of the right leg is pressing into the floor, into the wall and the floor. The corner created by the wall and the floor. The strap is around the middle to the, a little bit upper, above the middle of the foot. Hold on to the strap with both hands, straighten your leg, both legs are straight. Unless you have a lot of tightness in your hamstring and that's really uncomfortable, then you can bend your knee a little bit. Staying here and breathing. This is the easiest one in some ways because you don't have to worry about keeping your hips lined up. They're easy to line up here. Now, put both straps in one hand. And then take your leg out, left leg out to the left. Keep your hips even on the floor. You might even want to put your right hand out in arm or out in a T to help with that. You stay here and breathe. If you start feeling like you're lifting your right hip, you've gone too far, you can even put your right hand on the front of your pelvis to help keep that hip down. And now leg stretch number 3. Remember the foot on the wall is going to change its position as well. We're going to roll over to a sideline, hip sideline position. The left leg goes all the way over across the body towards the right. Your shoulders can be stacked, or you can bring your left arm behind you and you're not stacking in the shoulders. Your choice. This side may feel completely different than the other side. It is a spine twist of some sort. Come on, back. All the way back. And let's just relax here and see if we notice what's happened in the hips. Come a little bit away from the wall so you're not pressing anything anymore. Just resting quietly on your back with your arms beside you and asking, what happened? What happened and where do I feel it? When I'm not doing anything, and I notice the effects of what I have just done. Checking in the body. Go ahead and bend your knees. We're going to do an internal knee drop with resistance and a quad stretch. So take your knees a little bit wide, knees and feet wide. Drop your right knee towards the left knee. Put your left foot on top of your right knee and try to get a big stretch going on here. So pressing the right knee down towards the floor. The right hip will lift. We'll try to keep the hips on the floor here. Just staying here. We're going to make this into a resistance movement in a minute. But in the meantime, just feel the stretch across the side, top of the leg, upper leg, thigh. And now start to move the knee, the right knee, up and down with the resistance of the left foot. So as you move up, away from the floor with your knee, the left foot is pressing down, trying to resist that upward movement. And you get as high as you can go. Then the left ankle presses downward and the bottom knee resists the downward movement. So you're always moving. This is Kihara, always moving, always resisting the movement. It doesn't have to be overpowering. It can feel more like a dance. You should still feel the weight and the resistance though. There should be enough weight to feel it. But, sometimes people's tendency is to put too much resistance. Let's do two more. So when you're bringing your knee up, you're creating strength in the upper body. When you're bringing it down, you're creating flexibility or mobility in the upper leg and the hip. You should feel the core getting involved in this. One more. This is definitely doable on the couch, you guys. Go ahead and switch sides. Take your knees wide, drop your left knee down towards the right leg, and then put the right foot on top of the left knee and stay there and create a big stretch. Stretch for the abductor, the muscle that runs along the outside of the thigh. But this also stretches the quad muscles, the three muscles on top of the thigh. Four muscles, sorry, quad. And now making this a dynamic movement, resisting all the time. So when your left knee comes up, the right foot is resisting that upward movement. When the right foot pushes the knee down, the knee is resisting that downward movement. Always moving, always resisting. And finish up. Find your way onto your belly, forward prone back extension. Well, we're going to do something a little different, actually. And you may not get to prone back extension, depending on the time. Lie on your belly with your arms beside you. And I want you to put your head on, raise your head a little bit. So it's on a brick, it's on a stack of towels. It's on a set of therapy balls. Something so that you can have your head directly down. That's the point. You can't do that if you don't have something there, because your nose gets in the way. So your arms, your head is on something, your forehead is on something. Your arms are behind you. I want you to just lift your arms. The first thing to do is just lift your arms as high as you can get them. Keep them there, hold them for a while, 30 seconds, and then come on down. Up, arms up. You're not lifting your chest, you're just lifting your arms as high as you can go. Hold them for 30 seconds. And then bring down, do it one more time. Lift, high as you can go. Stay there 30 seconds. I'm not timing, so this is an estimated 30 seconds. And now come on down, and I want you to rest a minute, and then we're going to bring our arms up beside our ears, alongside our ears on the floor for the second movement. Similar, but arms forward. If it's hard to do both arms, I want you to do one arm at a time. In fact, let's start with that. Your head is on, your face down, your nose is allowed a space because you've stacked some towels or a ball or something, a brick. Bring your right arm up as far as you can go. You're going to keep your chest on the floor. So it just comes up, 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 hold. And come down. Other arm. Up as far as you can go. And release. Now I want you to continue right arm, left arm, unless you want to do both arms. It's very hard. It's much harder. It's harder for me, I know. So I know it'll be harder for you. But if you want to, both arms. Otherwise, one arm and then the other. We'll do 2 more sets. Roll over onto your back. Before we go to Yoga Nidra, I want you to roll over on your back and bring your arms up. If you have a mobility strip, put it under your shoulders. If you don't, roll a towel up and put it underneath your shoulders by your armpits. And then take your arms overhead. So we're doing the opposite movement. I think it's probably more effective in some ways. Arms overhead by your ears and just staying there and opening up, and the arms are lifting. This is both a chest opener and overhead arms, which in a way, that's what we were doing just a minute ago, but it was probably a lot harder work for you. This time the arms are just going overhead in a supine position. And then whenever you're ready, find your way. You're not very far from there. Find your way into a supine, comfortable, warm, safe, supine position. Your knees can be bent, and your bent knees could be up on a chair. Getting ready for Yoga Nidra 61-point guided meditation. And I do this almost, it's been a long time since I did anything else but this. Just so you know, I believe, and other people believe, that repetition of this 61-point guided meditation is actually very beneficial to you. Just let's start by noticing your breath. Breathing in and out and observing your abdomen as it rises and falls. And now bring your attention and your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes your 61-point guided meditation. Just start to stretch and wiggle, straighten your legs along the mat, arms overhead, left and right, move legs and arms, wiggling and stretching, wiggling the fingers and the toes, feet and the ankles, circling the ankles and the feet in one direction and then the other. And then whenever you're ready, hug your right knee to your chest and then your left. And then rock your knees from side to side. All the way over. Whenever you're ready, rolling into a fetal position with your bottom arm as a pillow and the right hand palm pressing to the floor to lift you up. I'm going to remove Kathy from the spotlight. Going to put my view on gallery. You may want to do that too. I can't do it for you, I guess. What do we do next? We're going to do prayer pose. So just pressing the palms together. Let's press them together really strongly so that we can do a little shoulder work today. The only thing we did today that was a lot of some shoulder work was the stacked knee pose. Find your scapula with your hands. And then now release that and soften your prayer pose. Lift your skull away from the shoulders. Keep your spine straight. Roll the base of your skull over the top of the cervical vertebra. Nodding, bowing, nodding. Acknowledging, noticing, acknowledging, honoring the light in each of us. And knowing that we're all one light. Go ahead and say to each other to close the class, namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Via?